What's up guys, it's Drac, and this is the launch of the new Dart Zone Max Omnia, and this thing is so sick. I can't wait to show you. Select fire, full auto, lithium powered. This thing is a house of a primary, and unfortunately, it just dwarfs the Mark III in so many different categories. I think you're really gonna dig it. But happy FoamCon, happy End War. If you're watching this video on the day of its launch, then you could also be getting your hands on this blaster at FoamCon, 4th floor, University of North Carolina, Charlotte. We are very excited to be doing End War again. We're super stoked to have Dart Zone exhibiting there, and it'll be your first chance to take a look at the Dart Zone Omnia. And I think that this is a really sweet blaster, well worth checking out. So let's take a look at the packaging. They've adopted for the Max line this very sharp, red, black, gray, metallic kind of color scheme. And obviously I am very fond of that color scheme. I just think it looks so sick. Over here it says full auto, up to 125 feet, shooting the max darts, up to 7 darts a second. That's some pretty serious rate of fire. 3 modes of fire, a 7.4 volt, 1800 milliamp hour rechargeable lithium ion battery. So it's Li-ion, not LiPo. There are some differences there in terms of safety and how you charge them, but we'll get into that more later. Down here it says that it's gonna come with 30 half-length darts, which I can only assume means that you're gonna get 2 of these incredibly sweet new magazines over here. So on the back, we've got just a litany of really cool features. Here's our select fire switch. Looks to be built into the control suite for more of a left-hand control, but what are you gonna do? 3 blast modes. Battery is gonna come with a USB charging cable. Presumably there's a safety circuit built in here as it's charging via the balance leads, 2 cells. Then you've got the darts coming in the 2 magazines, like I said. And then over here, the stock and sights included. The sights appear to be Picatinny compatible. The foregrip looks to be built in. The muzzle looks like it's already snubbed. But this is very interesting because this appears to be a Raider stock attaching to an in-strike attachment point. That is just awesome because it's the best feature of the in-strike line. Everybody loved Lightning Storm and Raider stocks. And so to do the best of both worlds there is really pretty cool. I like having that level of compatibility, especially since it looks like the stock is gonna have a standard buffer tube underneath. So you have in-strike, mil-spec, and a decent stock all in one. That's pretty cool. Now this does not flip open, so you can't display it in the store, which is crazy. You'd think that this would be on shelves launching, but I think as of right now, this is an online exclusive, and I think that there's a limited allocation of it. So assuming that the pre-orders go live, I will put a link down in the description box below, and you guys, fine viewers of my channel, can be some of the first amongst yourselves to get your hands on one of these for keepsies, as opposed to the exhibition model over at End War. But this is a pretty clean packaging system inside. You've got the blaster, the darts, the charging cable, both of these, and I'm looking for the battery. Maybe the battery is inside. So let's crack it out of the package and show you what it looks like all assembled. Whew. All right, so check it out, guys. The Omnia Pro is sweet. The Li-ion battery fits in here. Charging did not take that long at all. The modularity of this stock attachment point means you could really put whatever your favorite stock is on this thing. It's pretty sweet. Again, very sci-fi sort of aesthetic to this thing, just really sleek, really sharp. You could slap this on and then this adjusts out. Again, it comes off all the way with a buffer tube aesthetics. I dig this hybrid stock system, and I think that it gives you the best of both worlds. It's also very sturdy. I dig that a lot. No rubber on the back of this necessarily, but you do get the deco. You've got the orange kind of splashing both sides so that it still very clearly reads as toy from a distance. You've got the ladder sight in the back and then kind of a dot sight up front, giving you a cute sight picture. Of course, this definitely screams like kind of SBR to me. I feel like you want to throw a sling on this and really run and gun. So these magazines are so sweet. They are like, this is a weird thing to compliment Dart Zone on, but prior to this, it was really Talons or anything. You were doing Talons or you were doing maybe one of Luke's proprietary magazines, but these mags are awesome. Not only are they the best color, but they also just have really good grip. They've got just enough curve to them that even blind, you know which direction they're supposed to go. And now that Dart Zone is using a multi-mag well, in that it still has both of the catch slots in there, but a dedicated half-length mag well. I think that that is a notable improvement, just fully committing to the half-length space. So let's swap the blaster off of its offsetting into semi-auto. That's the 1 over here. Let's rev. Woo! Woo! I can just tell. I can't wait to put it over the chronograph. Pretty good trigger response. There is a slight delay in the pull and then the fire, but not so much so. Clearly electronically controlled. There's something going on here. You've got this is not a jam door. It appears to be a jam door because the jam door is on the other side, giving you kind of a window into the world of this blaster there. Not bad. Venting over here shows that there is cooling for the motors inside. It'd be interesting to know what motors they chose to put in this thing. And then I guess you should never peek down the blaster, but there is a slight curvature to the flywheels, which should give you slightly more accuracy in your grouping, which is going to be visible when we switch this thing to 3-round burst. My target is fighting back. All right, so I've got a full mag here. Let's switch it into full auto and just see what that rate of fire feels like if we just completely mag dump this thing. Let's pull it all the way out, get some accuracy, and tick. So, you know, if it's not 100% accurate, the 7 darts a second is certainly close. I'll let the instant replay tell me how close it was, but this is pretty sharp. This is a very out-of-the-box competitive blaster. And the fact that for 90 bucks you can get the entire package all in one really kind of gets you war ready with no muss or fuss. You get 2 magazines, the full set of features, you get the battery and the charger, and I think that that's really big game. I'm used to paying slightly more for my blasters and then having to either go to my LiPo pile or source a LiPo specifically for them. The Li-ion battery is definitely no slouch, doing a lot of work over here. So I think overall, this is a huge hit in terms of like, do you want to get into high performance electrical blasters? And if so, I think that this is a big win in that arena. So I'm a huge fan. Let's take it outside. Let's put it over the chronograph, see what we got. All right, guys, so it is sunny and hot. So let's chrono this thing pretty quickly here. Let's set it into semi-auto mode, fully shouldered. Say hello to Jinx over here, just chilling. Come on. Hey, says that we should go quickly, immediately has to introduce dog. But as long as she's in the shade, she should be okay. Good PSA. Be careful with your small dogs, particularly your dogs with pretty thin hair out in the summer heat. They really shouldn't be in direct sunlight all that much. If you'll burn, they'll burn faster most of the time. So she tends to spend most of it in the shade. Let's put a few over this chronograph here, see what we wind up with. Looks like a pretty nominal 160 FPS using the max darts. That is serious, especially when you consider that it has these burst fire features. Let's just check really quick with this first magazine, make sure that our numbers remain consistent across the board. So in 3-round bursts, we're still getting about in those 160s. Let's pop our first mag, throw it into full auto, see? I'm amazed by how quick that went, but with a couple of lags down into like 147, 149, it looked like we were pretty consistently high 150s, 160. So that is definitely not bad. I wonder if there's like a downvolt I could do to get this thing into HVZ legal territory, because right now it is a very solid, you know, super stock competitive blaster option. Just really sharp. The overall aesthetic of it is clean. I like that they're using molding rather than stickers or some sort of direct printing on the blaster to get that kind of sharp aesthetic. The Omnia and the Pro logo are different colors, but they're different plastics as well. Just a solid blaster. So let's shoulder it, pop off a few burst shots down range, just kind of get an idea of like how this would perform on a competitive field if there were opponents in cover down range. And the spread could be a little bit tighter, but you know, 2 darts out of each 3-round burst went in the general direction. So let's pick our very reliable lantern over here and see if we can tag that. 2 shots, got it on there. just for giggles. We have 5 left in the magazine. Let's dump those. And in full auto, you can just kind of pull into wherever you're leaning, you can pull into your target. So overall, I think that the Omnia Pro is a smash hit at 90 bucks. Coming in under $100 is really serious for a pro blaster. It's not like a DZP numerical blaster, so it represents this sort of melding that we've seen where the pro blasters and the max blasters slash the, you know, whatever you want to call the Nexus Pro and the Aeon Pro are starting to blend together into a more affordable but higher performance and feature-rich environment. I mean, there's nothing quite as stupendous as the fact that this comes with a lithium battery inside. There's a lot of things that I want to do with this over at Foam Pro Shop, but right now I'm really busy running and enjoying End War over in North Carolina, and I hope to see you guys there. If you're there, say hi. Check this out over at the Dart Zone booth. They've provided the sample and some staffing to help out, and I'm very excited to have them in attendance at End War this year. And if you haven't made it to an End War yet, we hope to see you next year. But that is the first look at the Omnia Pro. I'm sure there will be a lot of Instagram and short form content coming out of the convention today. Other people get their hands on it, but I wanted to do something long form and kind of in depth talking about just how feature rich it is. I mean, it's using a really cool platform. I haven't seen a Li-ion battery with an XT30 connector in it before, so I think that's pretty neat. Maybe there's some adaptability there. Maybe there's some modability where we can neck down some 2S lipos into this factor. But really, really cool stuff. Excited to see what happens as we start modifying and painting these and really making them super duper personal. Although this one might just have to stay in this condition for a little while because it is pretty sharp as we develop new kits and greeblies for it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for supporting End War and FoamCon. Jinx has a few words for us as well, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll see you in the next one. Stay tuned. Much love, blast on, Drac out.